As we look at our surroundings, we see a large variety of things with different shapes, sizes and textures. Everything in this universe is made up of material which scientists have named as matter. The air we breathe, the food we eat, stones, clouds, stars, planets, animals, even a small drop of water or a particle of sand, everything is matter. We can also see as we look around that all the things mentioned above occupy space and have mass. In other words, matter has both mass and volume. On the basis of physical state, matter is classified as solids, liquids and gases, whereas on the basis of chemical composition, matter can be classified as pure substances and mixtures. Pure substances are further classified into elements or compounds, whereas mixtures are classified as homogeneous and heterogeneous mixtures. Now let's see the physical properties of matter. Matter is made up of particles and these particles are very tiny. They have space between them and they are continuously moving. And these particles always attract each other. Now let's prove these properties. Take some water in a beaker and note its level. Dissolve some salt or sugar in it with the help of a glass rod. The salt dissolves in the water, but the level of water does not change. This is because the particles of the salt get into the space of the particles of water, and this shows that matter is made up of particles and that they have space between them. Let's try another test. Dissolve 2 to 3 crystals of potassium permanganate in about 100 ml of water in a beaker and just take 10 ml of this solution and dissolve in 90 ml of water. Repeat this process for about 5 to 6 times. This shows that a few crystals of potassium permanganate can color a large volume of water because there are millions of tiny particles in each crystal. Okay, now let's see another test. Take some water in a beaker and put a drop of blue or red ink slowly along the sides of the beaker. Leave it undisturbed for a few hours. The ink spreads evenly throughout the water due to the movement of particles of water and ink, which confirms that particles of matter are continuously moving and the intermixing of two or more different types of matter on their own is called as diffusion. Now here's a simple test to prove that the particles of matter attract each other. Take an iron nail, a piece of chalk and a rubber band. Try breaking them by hammering, cutting or by stretching. It is more easier to break the chalk, less easier to break the rubber band and difficult to break the iron nail. This is because the particles in the iron nail are held together with greater force of attraction than in the rubber band or chalk. Now observe different types of matter around you. What are its different states? We can see that matter around us exists in 3 different states, which is the solids, liquids and gases. These states of matter arise due to the variation in the characteristics of the particles of matter. So let's see the properties of these 3 states of matter in detail. Firstly, the solid state. Solids have definite shapes and fixed volumes. The space between them, that is the particles of matter, is minimum. The force of attraction between the particles is maximum and the movement of particles is minimum again. And they are least compressible and the rate of diffusion is also least. Now coming to the properties of liquids. Liquids have no definite shape but have a fixed volume. Liquids always take the shape of the container. The space between the particles is intermediate to that of solids and gases, whereas the force of attraction between the particles is also intermediate. And the movement of particles is again intermediate to that of solids and gases, and they are less compressible. Their rate of diffusion is more than that of solids but less than that of gases. Thirdly, let's see the properties of gases. Gases have no definite shape or fixed volume and they occupy the whole space of the container. The space between particles is maximum in the case of gases, whereas the force of attraction between the particles is minimum. The movement of the particles is also maximum and they are the most compressible. Their rate of diffusion is more than that of solids and liquids. So now, to summarize, matter is anything which occupies space and has mass. It is made up of tiny particles which have space between them and they attract each other. And the different states of matter are solids, liquids and gases.